What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on the Fantastic Four. So as we know, this will be the first variation of the Fantastic Four that we've had in the MCU. So this movie comes out in July, and Marvel are really not helping themselves with the last round of interviews they've done. In fact, they've actually done more damage than good. And it appears that the leaks from over a year ago are very well true. Also, there's some huge reshoots going on at the moment, and we're going to talk about a bunch of Fantastic Four things. I don't think it's over for Fantastic Four, but at the moment, it's dead upon arrival. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Voice here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel DC Kaiju Monsterverse pop culture based content that I try to deliver on a daily basis. Could subscribe channel, turn notifications on, and let me know down below how freaking excited are you for the Thunderbolts? We're literally weeks away. That's going to be awesome. Not only that, we do have the Fantastic Four movie. Although the recent press they've done for it hasn't done them any good, we still do have the Silver Surfer. We still do have Galactus. There are a lot of attributes that could make that movie good still. Also, if you want to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. I've got a channel over there where I can post stuff that is harder to post here. So the set photos for the Fantastic Four part, set photos for Doomsday, so on and so forth, Supergirl, Superman. Yeah, I can just basically post anything on this channel on Instagram. So at Warstu, if you could follow me over there. And also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Right. Yeah, let's break it down. So, Vanessa Kirby, I think she's a sweetheart. She's come out and triggered the internet. She confirms Fantastic Four Steps explores gender politics with Susie Storm. The old plot leak literally said that the lead was going to be Sue Storm. Okay, I like Vanessa Kirby. She's a pretty cool chick. I like her. But this article basically confirms the old plot leaks when they were trying to get Sue Storm to be the lead of this movie may somewhat be true. And also what you need to remember is, although Pedro Pascal, I see him more like a TV actor, like The Last of Us, he's really good. Yes, you know, he was the villain in Wonder Woman 1984. And yes, he's been in a lot of movies, but I still don't see Pedro Pascal as a movie star. Why am I saying this, right? Because we had the likes of Adam Driver. There was so many huge actors, right, that were up for the role of Reed Richards, but they turned it away. And you've got to be wondering, why did they turn this away? So I do believe that this movie isn't predominantly going to be, you know, as because what some people were saying, but even the comments of what Matt Shakman, the director's saying, no one's believing you, lad. So we're going to go over a lot of things to do with this movie. I don't think it's game over. I just think they need to stop yapping. So actor Vanessa Kirby confirmed that Marvel Studios' up-and-coming Fantastic Four explores gender politics. Recent interview with Entertainment Weekly saying this about the character. If you played the exact 60s Sue today, everyone would think she was a bit of a doormat. So figuring out how to capture the essence of what she represents to each generation, where the gender politics were different and embody that today was one of the greatest joys of this. The idea of Sue Storm was a doormat in the early Fantastic Four comics is ridiculous. In the second issue of the Fantastic Four, she turns invisible and breaks herself free from a federal detainment facility. Later in the same issue, she works with a team to take out the Skrulls who have been posing as them and framing them for various crimes. On top of this, Kirby comments to Entertainment Weekly that Kirby's Storm, obviously Sue Storm, is the head of the Future Foundation, and she has helped achieve global demilitarization and peace. Shakman elaborated, if Reed is the most successful intelligence person ever, then she is the most emotionally intelligent person on the planet. Between the two of them, they're building an idealistic society. Furthermore, Kirby shared that she ensured her depiction of Sue Storm was not the stereotypical of a goody, sweet mother. As we know, she is confirmed to be with child. First Step, essentially about Franklin Richards, one of the strongest people in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She went on to say, she explained, one of the things I love the most from Sue's history is when she becomes Malice and all dark stuff comes out. I was obsessed with that chapter of her life, so I wanted to make sure that there were tones of malice in there with her and that she wasn't just a stereotypical goody two-shoes sweet mother. I've always really been interested in the mess of femininity. Now, most Marvel Cinematic viewers don't care for this stuff. And this is where most movies are downfall, is where you try to bring politics, you try to bring gender politics into a movie is a bad thing, but I still have faith that they could actually bring it back. So gender politics in a movie, there's no place for that, in my opinion. So also during the press, they've basically retconned Johnny Storm. Johnny Storm is a flamboyant, flirty, you know, a lad. He's a guy, but Joseph Quinn's adaptation does not seem anything like the way Johnny Storm's meant to be. He's a man that leads with braveness, which can be a front sometimes. But he's also funny. Myself and Kevin Feige were speaking about previous iterations of him, and he was branded as a womanizer, devil may care guy. But is that sexy these days? I don't think so. The version of Johnny is less callous with other people's feelings, and hopefully there's a self-awareness about what's driving that attention-seeking behavior. And you've just got to look on the responses of Twitter. There's one here. The 2005 Fantastic Four movie has done irreversible damage to people's perception of these characters, because look at the people's reaction to this. I mean, just if it ain't broke, you don't have to change the way people have always known them. And there's a funny tweet here where it says, people are really going to start appreciating Jessica Alba's Fantastic Four movies after seeing this. I mean, it still could be good, but I don't think any of the PR that they're doing is doing anything good. Johnny Storm has always been that way. Disney, I mean, I'm not a channel that really gets into stuff like this, but they're obviously making the most boring, mundane Human Torch is heading our way. We ain't getting a Chris Evans version. Rest in peace, Johnny Storm. Chris Evans is going to be goated after this. Highly disappointed, and this is coming from the actors, so you know they're not capping. So at the moment, this movie is going through reshoots, which is very standard. This movie does not come out till July. There is so much time. And instantly, you would think there's been rumors about Chris Evans returning as Hydra Captain America in this movie. Also, Victor Von Doom, Dr. Doom, is supposed to be in this movie, and no one is buying what Matt Shakman has said. In a recent interview, Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom gets a disappointing Fantastic Four movie update. So according to Matt Shakman, they're taking a different direction with Dr. Doom. Whilst calling Doom a great character, Shakman admitted that the Fantastic Four villain takes up a lot of air. He confirmed the movie will not include both an origin for the quarter and an appearance of Doom, waiting all of those stories to be told from a fresh perspective. So you want us to believe that we're going to jump to Avengers Doomsday and there's going to be no setup. There was a tiny bit of setup in the travesty that was Captain America 4. You want us to believe that Dr. Doom in no capacity is in this movie. Yeah, we get it. We have the Silver Surfer in this movie. We have Galactus. But you want us to believe there's no Dr. Doom. Yeah, I don't believe you. And even if Doom does appear in this movie, the test screenings are not going to include post-credit scenes. And if there are surprises, they're not going to be in it. It's even got to the point where I've seen this pretty big TikToker, if you like, talking about how there's going to be no surprises, no cameos at all in this movie. And I'm thinking, bro, do you even know what you're talking about? You really think there was even a little bit of setup in Cap 4? Do you really think there's going to be no setup at all? No cameos at all? Straight Cap. So the most recent test screening information is quite positive for said movie. But at the same time, it is being described as a pretty boring movie. And you just have to go back to test screen information and alleged plot leak information that came out months ago. In fact, let's go over one just to correlate it to trailers. The movie opens with a family already known as the Fantastic Four in a retro futuristic universe. They're on a mission. Soon after, there is a scene where they explain to some kid how they defeated Mole Man. Flashback shows the whole sequence. The universe is highly developed despite its retro theme. There are a few heroes, but there are main ones. They are like celebrity to the population, but they live like ordinary people. They work for the government as scientists and space explorers. They're known by the high society and adored by people. The name Fantastic Four was actually given to them by the people. The Thing has a girlfriend, Reed and Sue have a son. Johnny is the team's spokesman. As the plot unfolds, it becomes clear that something is wrong with the family and that they're hiding something. This is already clear in the first trailer. On a government space mission, they encounter the Silver Surfer in Earth's orbit. She tells them that the Devourer of Worlds, Galactus, is coming to Earth. During the movie, it is revealed they do not belong to this universe and they have come from the sacred timeline. The fast of the family is about to be revealed. Their origin is briefly shown in an experiment they discovered in a new dimension, possibly the negative zone, and whilst trying to explore it, they were sucked into the multiverse, exposed to high levels of radiation, fell into this parallel Earth, and now they have powers. It is revealed that they chose to settle in this new society because they were unable to return to their universe, and their recognition comes after a heroic act against the mad scientist known as Mole Man. I mean, this plot leak came out before the first trailer, and a lot of the stuff, you see equations that he's trying to appears that he's been trying to get back to wherever he's from. They build a life in this universe whilst working for years to return to their actual original timeline, the sacred timeline. They want to return to their families. The movie is all about family. The revelation comes after they are exposed as imposters from the universe. After that, they succeed in finding a way to return to their respective universe, but they come into conflict because some of them want to return, but others want to save the parallel Earth from Galactus. They want to help destroy it before they leave, as they've become attached to this new world. Meanwhile, the Silver Surfer returns to Earth to prepare it, but is confronted by the Fantastic Four. She defeats them and discovers their plan to travel to the other universe. She travels to the sacred timeline where the Fantastic Four escape and return to the futuristic universe, going to Galactus to tell them that the other universe full of new worlds for him to devour. She explains how to access the new universe, which is through the Fantastic Four. Galactus then decides to go immediately to Earth into this futuristic universe as he's ill and believes the sacred timeline universe will provide the revelation he needs. He intends to use the Fantastic Four to travel to this sacred universe. So that's a big bunch of the movie. Well, some cameos are expected. I mean, if you're really going to believe what a director says, like, they're not going to ruin something, are they? Dr. Doom will 100% be in this movie, but it just looks to me, it looks like a boring... I mean, it's a bit like the Superman movie to me. They're both... Superman and Fantastic Four both look good, but the Fantastic Four movie, they need to show Galactus. They need to show the Silver Surfer. I think both movies are going to be quite grounded, but the Fantastic Four is technically a multiverse movie because they're not on the sacred timeline. They're in a different Earth, but they really need to start... I mean, I don't normally like them to show stuff, but in this case, lads, they need to start showing stuff because with the new information coming out, basically saying Johnny Storm isn't a womanizer, and it sounds like Sue Storm is a, bit of a female boss, but not in a good way. It's going to turn a lot of people away. And realistically, I don't think there's much hype about both movies. Both movies look good, sure. But really believing that Doctor Doom isn't going to be in the Fantastic Four movie, yeah, cool story, bro. I don't believe you for 1 second. The reshoots. I mean, sure, you're going to be like, oh, God, they're doing reshoots. Robert Downey Jr. is shooting for Avengers Doomsday, but there is a Fantastic Four set in just outside London, right, on the Doomsday set. So they could be shooting Doom stuff there. I do not believe there is cameos in this movie because someone was snuck on set and he was hit, so someone's definitely in this movie. I believe the rumors are true that both Chris Evans and Doctor Doom will appear in this movie. And it is interesting how they're going to be using a mixture of motion capture and practical costume for Galactus. We know he's got the God tier Ralph's voice, English legend, but they really need to cook with this movie. And if there's no major setup, no one's set. I mean, Doctor Doom is a Fantastic Four villain. I do not believe Doom won't appear, even if it's just a post-credit scene. They need to cook. They really need to cook this movie, or else Avengers Doomsday may not even perform. You can't just rely on bringing every single person back. Sure, it worked with Deadpool and Wolverine, but this movie's going to have a much higher production value. And also, there's like 50 characters. So this movie's going to have to do close to $1 billion just to break even. So I really hope these rumors aren't true about pushing some kind of agenda in this movie. It does look decent from the trailer, but no one was really blown away, realistically. And these interviews aren't helping anyone. I'm starting to agree with people. Is this movie dead before it comes? Who knows, lads? So like always, guys, I'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.